My Hero Academia. I always love when we get a chance to revisit this one, and today we have some news surrounding a recent manga chapter and an apology made by Horikoshi for a situation revolving around Twice and Toga. And Toga is always a hot topic as well, not simply because of the wonderful fan art that is made of her on a pretty much daily basis and the fact that she's one of the most cosplayed characters of all of them in the My Hero Academia franchise, but because there's also a fair amount of controversy surrounding Toga, also Momo, and that seems to be the case now as well. Now, this is a bit preemptive. People aren't complaining about this entirely just yet. And what would they be complaining about? Well, Twice's language in the panel when he talks about measuring Toga, measuring her. We're going to be taking a look at that and taking a look at some social media posts related to this story and how people are, while they're not quite outraged about this just yet, they are using it to spin their narrative. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See you in just a moment. So Horikoshi made this tweet showing Twice basically looking a bit apologetic, Toga looking annoyed, and I believe that's Horikoshi's avatar that Toga is not treating in a good light. We'll say it like that. And YouTube won't get mad at me for using aggressive language or whatever. Although hopefully saying aggressive isn't a bad thing. Who even knows with this platform anymore? I certainly don't. But this is the post that Horikoshi made apologizing. Now you might be curious what exactly the manga panel showed that was so bad, right? So let me show you the manga panel. However, if you've been keeping up to date with all the news surrounding anime channels on YouTube getting banned for using clips of anime or even showing manga panels, they are literally banning people for showing manga panels. Mastar Media made a good video covering this. I would suggest looking his video up on that topic if you're not informed and if you want to be a bit more informed on it. So, what did I do? Guys, I'm so generous. I take the time out of my day to provide quality content like what I'm about to show you. Since I can't show the manga panel, I made my own version of, well, this is absolutely not anything to do with My Hero Academia or the manga panel by any means. Certainly it's not. But I made this in Microsoft Paint. Take a look. If I can resize this. Actually, you know what? We'll just leave it like this. This is basically what totally didn't happen in the My Hero Academia panel. This certainly has nothing to do with it at all. It reads, Toga-chan, I has never measured you. Bear with me now. You are a girl after all. I has now measure you. So much B-L-O-O-D. Can't say that word on YouTube anymore, guys. Too offensive, too aggressive, too dangerous. Finally, it says, and transfuse. So this is what's causing waves right now. And again, you might be wondering why. I forget if we talked about that already. Because apparently Twice has already measured Toga, and that's why people are calling Horikoshi out, and that's why he is now apologizing for it as well. I have some more pictures. Give me just a moment while I so generously don't edit this out, because again, such good content, right? Gotta love. No, really though, I appreciate you guys. Sometimes I wonder why you stick around on this channel, but I'm glad you do. So let's take a look at this little write-up here from, I forget where to be honest. But anyways, it reads, new My Hero Academia chapter contains a big Twice error. Is that a pun? I feel like it's not, almost though. My Hero Academia is at the top of its game these days. The shonen series is one of the most popular manga titles out there, and its 4th season is the most anticipated of the fall. Yeah, it certainly is. I'm looking forward to that, although I haven't caught up yet. I will. However, My Hero Academia isn't invulnerable to mistakes, and it seems its creator was just reminded of that. This week, a brand new chapter of My Hero Academia went live, and it was there. Fans noticed an odd scene. Chapter 233 began with Twice preparing to save Toga's life after her big fight with a Meta-Liberation Army member, but it seems the baddie got a bit confused. Listen, Toga, I know you've never let me get your measurements before, the villain says. And continuing on. Oh boy, this is more than I thought. I don't have energy for, I need some coffee, man. This is a lot of work. Reads, you're a girl, I get it. But just ring and bear with it this time, okay? I gotta measure you. And so, that's why I'm expecting some backlash for this dialogue. I bet you there's gonna be at least a handful of very fragile individuals that are gonna go on social media and say, you know, Horikoshi apologized for his little mistake, but the real problem isn't Twice, you know, isn't Horikoshi getting Twice his measurements wrong. The real problem is how misogynistic Twice is, talking down to Toga like that. You know what I mean? I could just see it coming, guys. If that actually happens, we called it. In this video, we called it, and I did say some people are already using this to further an agenda. I'll show you that in a moment, but let's finish up this write-up here. Twice's plea is properly emotional and suits the scene just fine. The issue comes down to his actual words. In the past, Twice has taken measurements of Toga before, and the gaffe was pointed out by one of My Hero Academia's official Twitter pages. There was a partial error in Twice's lines during the first scene of this week's chapter. The page tweet reads, "To be precise, Twice has measured Toga once before, but she has not been measured recently. These relevant lines will be corrected in its manga volume. This little slip is one which fans would look over casually, but the team behind My Hero Academia knows its fans best. Creator Kohei Horikoshi got ahead of any flack by acknowledging the erroneous error, so fans can rest easy about it, about Twice's relationship with Toga." Twice's relationship with Toga, right. So did you catch this little, oh, this is just some, we don't need to read all that. That's just a little ending note. But let's take a look at some of these tweets now. I collected more information than just that. Make this a really good video, guys. High quality stuff here indeed. Again, if you're not subscribed yet, definitely subscribe and hit that notification button for more quality content like this. This tweet reads, "For anyone that is confused, Horikoshi Sensei is apologizing because he forgot that he'd already had Twice measure Toga and make a clone of her during the overhaul arc." Next. So he measured her twice. Sorry, that was easy. I had to include that one because that was pretty good humor. Good job, poster. Good job. He didn't forget. Twice was meant to say that he didn't measure her in a while since the overhaul arc, but instead there was an error and he said that he didn't measure her at all. So that's where the confliction comes in. Some people are saying, never measured her, missing dialogue, not that big of a deal. One more tweet here. Twice said he can make clones based solely on a mental image, but with no data, they'll more or less wind up malformed, hence why he'll measure them for the best result. It's probable that Toga just told him her measurements, and he made a clone based on that. Also, given the fact that, well, we don't need the rest of the context, that's pretty much it. Actually, there is one more, before we get into the little minor agenda pushing. The Toga clone wasn't very durable, despite Toga herself being able to withstand a lot more damage than the single punch, and also the RWBY clone he made lost to a stamp, which we know isn't accurate to the original. And would Twice even get a chance to measure RWBY himself? I'm not caught up enough with the manga to know what that's all about. Oh boy, here's the one that I wanted to show you though, talking about using this to further an agenda, and here we go. So a lot of tweets are not available here because that account is private, or maybe it was private after making these tweets. I don't know, but what I do know is that I can't see what they were talking about, and I really wish I could because I bet it's pretty interesting. But we have the response, reads, "Horikoshi is making the cast S-Yuli diverse. There are now 2 TRANS characters, and Toga is confirmed BIS-E-Yul. I really wonder where all of it is going. But if we learned one thing from Naruto, Sasunaru never goes away. So Tododeku, Bakudeku, Kiribaku won't either." And this takes me back to the point I talk about when I cover RWBY all the time. Feels like some people just watch these shows to try to push their ship. They don't even actually care about the show itself. You see their social media profiles, and the only post they have associated with said show is the ships, retweeting ship artwork and retweeting posts that are saying basically the ship is canon, and if you say otherwise, we'll block you. They love that kind of stuff. And so that's why I pulled this tweet up here. While it's not specifically talking about, you know, the dialogue of Twice saying he wants to measure Toga, this is a very, very relative tweet that was made right around the situation, right around the time that this situation was going on. So figured it would still be interesting to take a look at this. And again, guys, might do a follow-up video. I'm expecting, again, at least a handful of people to complain about Twice's lines and say something silly, right? So keep an eye out for that. If you find something, you might find it before I do, in which case, please hit me up. My DMs are open on Discord. You can also email me at sendtohei@gmail.com. If you see any outrage about Twice in the dialogue, please hit me up and we can laugh at it together. Called it, right? Called it. So we'll see what happens. Let's start wrapping this video up. Some shout outs for the wonderful people who helped promote my last video over on Twitter. That one being the video about the new KV champion and how He's already getting turned on. Great stuff. Shouts out to El Lobo, LSSJ Victoria, Random Fandom, hashtag I Stand With Vic, Mr. Anime 343, Emerald Dragon, Nameless Personus, Rose, Mashed Up Potatoes, Enigmatic Wonder, now known as Enigma, apparently, and Carvusu. Thank you guys very much. And if you enjoyed this one as well, be sure again that you are subscribed and have the notification bell turned on. Seriously, double check. People who are subscribed are getting unsubscribed, not just from my channel, but from channels all over YouTube. It's a growing concern. So double check that. Be awesome. And if you want, join the Discord server open to the public now with pretty much 3,500 members. We'd love to see you there. And if you would like to do a bit extra to support this channel and the content we're creating here, consider becoming a sponsor over on Patreon or sending a one-time donation through Streamlabs or PayPal. All options available, links below. And if you go with the one-time route, you can send a little message and I'll read it out on stream or in a video if you like. And obviously Patreon has perks as well. So that's the lowdown. I'll catch you next time.